Hi there, it's Jen from ModernMedicineLady.com and the Empathic Woman System, and the words of the day are self-esteem. So the other day I got some questions from somebody, and they were awesome questions, but there was one in particular that I really wanted to address. And that was, when you've been through a lot of difficult times, when you have had a really challenging childhood and it's really undermined your sense of self-worth, how do you build up your self-esteem? How do you develop your confidence? And I've been thinking a lot about it since I read this question. And one of the other pieces that they were commenting about was that as a highly sensitive empathic person, they feel and sense and pick up on negative thoughts and attitude and the shade that certain people are giving them. And so while talking about how we go about building up our self-esteem is definitely more than a 5 or 10-minute video, and in many ways this is the beginning of a conversation, and I'll planning to talk a little bit more about other points of it in the next couple days. But I wanted to talk about how, as highly sensitive empathic people, especially when we have had our self-esteem compromised or challenged, we're less resilient and we're more vulnerable, and we're a lot more likely to feel that negative attitude coming at us and taking it personally. So one of the things that I have found over the years that is really, really helpful with this is to practice one of the 4 agreements, which comes from the book, The 4 Agreements by Don Miguel Ruiz. And that agreement is, don't take anything personally. Now, in my experience, at first, this is more of an exercise or a decision, but I'm still emotionally responding because it's very hard not to take things personally. It's very easy to feel betrayed. It's very easy to feel hurt. And especially if we have stories that we tell ourselves about how people don't like us, about how we are always the one that is ignored or denied, any kinds of stories that we're telling ourselves about the way people relate to us, and we are experiencing something that reflects that or that reinforces it, it can be very, very difficult to not take it personally. So at first, in my experience, the choice to not take something personally is sort of almost like an academic choice. It's like, I'm going to intellectually decide that I'm not going to take this personally. And when I notice that I'm starting to take it personally, I can make the decision to say, I am choosing to let this go. Now, like I said, I think that this is a process, but I also see this as a spiritual choice, that it's a commitment, that it's a discipline to not take anything personally. But what I find to be incredibly helpful is to also remember that in the same way that most of the time when I'm reacting to something, it's about something that is completely outside of whatever is going on in the moment. That more often than not, when I have a strong reaction to something, it's because for whatever reason, the thing in the present moment is triggering something about my past. And when I have that kind of intense emotional reaction, it's usually about my stuff, not somebody else's. And the same is true with other people. 9 times out of 10, if somebody is having a reaction, it's because of them. It's not about us. And when we take it personally, we're not giving them the opportunity to look at their own stuff. We're not giving them the opportunity to explore, why is this so triggering for me? Why is this bringing up so much stuff? Now, in my experience, the thing is that the more you get to know yourself, the more you get connected to your value, the more you get connected to your truth, the more you will have some people who are going to love you and some people who are not going to love you and some people who are just not even going to care. And what I have found is that as I got more and more clear about what I'm here to do, why I'm here to do it, and what really matters to me, and as I developed my sense of, I know that these are the things that are important to me and this is what I value in myself, it has gotten easier to not feel fazed by the fact that haters gonna hate. There are some people who just are gonna have attitude. And the best thing that I can do is to deliberately choose to not take it personally and to actually ignore the stuff that I might be sensing. Because when it comes to picking up on those thoughts and those feelings and that energy coming at us, sure, sometimes we're picking up on genuine attitude coming at us from the mean girls. But other times it can be very subtle because we can be picking up on things that is then amplified by our own low self-esteem. And so I think sometimes we must really take it with a grain of salt and not take it too seriously when we start imagining that we're getting attitude coming at us from other people. Now, sometimes people are just jerks, and some people really do just cop attitude. And in my experience, the best thing I can do when I'm around somebody who's cranky and obnoxious and surly is just not give them the time of day, because they're not the kind of people that I want to have anything to do with. I choose to be a loving person, I choose to be a kind person, and I choose to be an honest person. And the kinds of people that I want to be around are exactly like that. And anytime I encounter somebody who's sour and mean and competitive and obnoxious, I'm kind of like, God bless you, honey. Not my problem. So I just really invite you to start by adopting the practice of not taking anything personally. And if you need to, when they're being a jerk, just really keep repeating the mantra, not my problem. Or another version of it, if it's total chaos and crazy, is not my monkey, not my circus. Or not my circus, not my monkey. So I'd love to hear what you have to say about all of this. Please leave a comment below. And until next word of the day, I am wishing you peace, I'm wishing you ease, and I'm truly wishing you the ability to not take anything personally. So, in the meantime, since it is the holiday season right now, I want to mention a gift that I've created for you guys, which I am so pleased with, and that is my holiday help guide. And if you go to holidayhelpforempaths.com, you can sign up and get immediate access to this guide. I've put a lot of energy and love into it. It's got a lot of really useful tips and tools for getting through the holiday season in one piece, hopefully without committing any kind of homicide. So, like I said, please go to holidayhelpforempaths.com, go sign up and get your guide, and until tomorrow, peace.